Greetings, my people. Special good night to all. I do apologize for the slight delay there, but greetings, friends. I had to run out of my regular schedule to be here with you. We had the Prime Minister, the opposition New Year's address earlier tonight, and we're going to be here for a few minutes, and there's a lot happening in the country. Greetings to all my friends. I'm going to open the line right away so that you can call in and let me know your take on the opposition's New Year's address. And we just want to say from this desk, our prayers are with the opposition's father, Mr. Chasney, who is recovering nicely. That's information reaching us here on the platform. St. Lucia recorded two deaths just this weekend, and it is cause for us to be on. Of course, we are about 9 or 10 deaths in the country at this time, and there is every reason for us to sound the alarm and get tired of this type of violence in the country. Also, we heard from KKRR that he was threatened by spokespersons or influencers on the St. Lucia Labour Party side, and so there's a lot that we got to get into before you go to bed. Forgive me for my T-shirt. I went into my summer place, and that's the only thing that I was able to pull on in this type of emergency situation. I consider, breaking news situation here. But the long-awaited New Year's address, we heard it from opposition leader Mr. Alan Chasney, and I will tell you that I support everything coming out of his mouth. Everything. There is no error. There is no error. It was well executed, well put together, and it is what it is. And I went on the Hot FM platform, and I saw some SLP coming in with insults, and they don't know when to time out. They don't know when to relax themselves, and that is the ignorance that we speak of in the culture, that we got to work hard to get it under control. And I mean, this is just, it speaks of character. It speaks of individuals themselves, their understanding of politics, their understanding of, each one is entitled to their opinion and blah, 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 their choice of political parties, their choices of religion. And so I think there's a lack of understanding there by not all, by some of those individuals who are caucusing on the side of the St. Lucia Labour Party. And we got to call it out, friends. We got to be bold in calling it out. We got to make no excuse, friends, for this type of ideology, this type of behavior in our society. We should discourage it. We should speak loudly about it. And I believe it is time for political parties to stand up and publicly denounce any social media commenter, anyone who is speaking on their side, whether it's the United Workers' Party or the Labour Party. The time has come for you to lead your party. If you're the leader of the party, be bold, be brave, get some backbone, and stand up and denounce these type of behaviors. We cannot go any further with this type of stuff, of nastiness in our society. We got to call it out, and it starts with the political leaders. I don't care if it's the Labour or the UWP. Call it out. Stop it. Say it is wrong. We disassociate ourselves from such behaviors. Whether it's me, whether it's anybody else, call it out. Let us do that for the nation's sake. It is time for leaders to start to lead. That's all I'm saying. Stop with the sugarcoating and the hiding behind people. Lead. The country needs your leadership. The country needs the leadership of the Honorable Alan Shastney. It needs the leadership of Philip Japere. Why? Because we are burying these boys. And some of them are very unruly too. We got to call it out. Some of them are menace to our society, disturbing the peace and the tranquility of a peaceful nation. And all we do is sit along and cheer on nastiness. And we have seen it over and over. We see the escalation in November, December. The threats, the nastiness. And I got my share of it. There is absolutely no place in our society or in our culture or in our politics for these kind of nastiness. And I don't care what anybody says. I stand with KKRR. I stand with him. And I stand with anyone who can come out and say, I was wrong. I can't go along with this. This is nastiness. And he might be getting a twist of his own medicine at some point. Because he's a big man and you cannot allow any fella to come in your ears and tell you, support this one, do this, do this, do this, and you do it. You know what is right. It is time for us to call people out. So on the issue of death threat, it needs to stop. That's what you want your nation to be known as? Is that what you want your country to be known as when people speak in the country that they're threatened, they're bullied? And we have encouraged it for so long. The Labour Party have encouraged this for so long. I have been threatened. Many others have been threatened. John Compton have been threatened. Alan Shastney have been threatened. Guy Joseph have been threatened. And the list goes on and on and on and on. Why is it so? And because you, the citizens, are quiet. You, the citizens, are beaten into submission, into an environment of fear. That instead of speaking up together, you cower. It is time for the United Workers' Party also to call these nastiness out. Root it out in the United Workers' Party and root it out in the SLP. It is time for us to expose those individuals. It is time for the police to step in, get involved. I send a report to the Royal St. Lucia Police Force. I send them evidence. I send them all the information that they would need. Clear bridge of the Constitution. Clear bridge. And up to this day, nothing. So we have a problem in our police force. We have a problem in our government. We have a problem in our society. There is a problem all over the country. No wonder there are a lot of people who are going out and they're saying, look, I'm going to be in the center. I'm going to be independent. I'm going to speak freely. I want to speak freely. I want to be in the center of everything. I'm not going to be on both sides. Some of us have chosen a side and it's okay. We got to stop the bullying of the citizens. We saw it in the house. The root is in the house. We got to pull that root up from the house. St. Lucians need to pull it out. And I'm saying this is the moment. This is the time for St. Lucians to come out together in one voice and say enough is enough. Time out. And you listen to the sit-ins. And you listen to every meeting or every lunch of a program. on behalf of the government, you hear the rhetoric. Whether it's a little house that they're dedicating, there's the rhetoric. Whether it's the St. Jude's, there's a rhetoric. Whether they're handing over a check, there's the rhetoric. Whether they're opening jazz, there's the rhetoric. Whether it is independence celebration, there's the rhetoric. There is no barrier. There is no line that is drawn. And we got to remind our government that they are the government of St. Lucia, not the government of the St. Lucia Labour Party. There is no place there is absolutely no place for what we are experiencing in a country that is so small and have little resources for all what we are seeing. Tonight, I condemn any threat against any St. Lucians, whether they're UWP or SLP. I condemn it. And we do not hear the voices of our clergy. They're dead, they're sleeping, they're muted, they're dumb dogs. And I make no excuse. Bunch of dumb dogs in our society. And all they say to you, let's pray in our closet and leave them alone. But when taxes go down, you benefit. When there's good roads, you benefit. When there's clean water, you benefit. When there's an increase, you benefit. When food items go down, you benefit. When gas prices go down, you benefit. But you don't want to talk. So you want the ungodly, in other words, to go and speak and petition and agitate on your behalf while you inherit the benefits. And then you say to the people that this world is not your home. And then you charge them $100 for prayer and $200 to bury their deads. But this world is not your home, but it's theirs. So all over our society, there's a decay. It's just nastiness and hypocrisy all over the nation. And nobody seems to want to call it out. I've never seen St. Lucia so quiet when it comes to advocacy. Never. And while I'm here ranting, and permit me to rant, I have my right. And I'm in a free country. I'm protected by the Constitution of the United States, not St. Lucia, because I don't know what it is anymore. I'm protected by the United States of America. And St. Lucia has no power over me. So I can speak how I want, when I want. And every time I'm threatened, I will file a report and ensure that your name is written in the system, because I'm protected by the Constitution of this great United States. And I'm sorry for those who are living on that rock called St. Lucia with no protection, no guarantee of protection, no response from law enforcement when they need to respond. And young men rotting in bodily with no justice. I live in a democracy, and I'm proud to say that. And while there are many on social media shouting and screaming, they too are protected, whether they're documented or not. Shame. Shame on our system. Shame. So I heard someone called in, I believe his name is Aaron in St. Lucia, called into New Spin and said to Timothy that Mr. Shastney the opposition was the government was invited to a Black Lives Matters march. Shame on this young man. And that's why the country is how it is. Nobody seems to be using their brain anymore. All they're using is their mouth. Use your brain. You have a brain. And if the smoking is not going, if you stop smoking, because it seems like it's eroding your brain or your ability to reason and to think. You're clogging up your brain with smoke that you can't even think clearly. First of all, Black Lives Matters have no bearing in St. Lucia. It should not be in St. Lucia. The idea should not be there. And two, how dare you invite the same man that you want to crucify, you are inviting him to come to his crucifixion. He is not Jesus. So you invite him to come to the Black Lives Matters march so that you can kneel in the boulevard and tell him take his foot off your neck when you have your own foot on your own people's neck. Stifling them with taxes and high gas prices and everything else that is high. Squeezing the daylights out of them. And their lives don't matter. And all of you are muted, a bunch of muted human beings. With a whole set of smoke and rum in your head. Your people need you now. So they talk about Black Lives Matters and Mr. Shaston was invited and he didn't show up. Who would show up? It didn't make no sense. It was dumb. It was stupid. It was a stupid idea. Stupid idea. During COVID, no permission. Violating the laws of the country. Bunch of outlaws. And wanted St. Lucia to be like the Wild Wild West back in the days. You can't try that even in the Wild Wild West now. And everybody seems to have their own constitution and their own standards and own laws and everything else. Everybody seems to have their own little piece of constitution that they themselves create for themselves. So ask me, why am I tired and sick of the nastiness? It's because enough of us are not sick and tired of the nastiness. And what we see is righteousness prevailing in the land. Tout moun ka de parler. Everybody's talking. KKR, everybody's talking. Everybody's turning around now and call their own people that they supported a bunch of bandits too. It's not a new story to us. We have been speaking about it for a very long time. Whether it's Peter King, chartered accountant, coming out to say it's a bad tax, the government need to apologize and remove it, before he said it was okay. Everybody in the country was confused when he said it was okay. Tout moun ka de parler après ça. Chambers of Commerce, muted but trying to talk slowly. Teachers, whispering. Government workers, whispering. While shouting during the United Workers' Party reign. Bus drivers, their pockets have holes and their mouths shut. Fishermen used to cry about the gas, ain't crying no more. What Who have bewitched us? Who? Who have sent us strong delusions that we believed a lie? And now we're hearing the truth, and we are saying, we should go after his family, and we should do something about him. And look at what he's saying about this one. Look at what he's saying about the Labour Party. He was saying the very same thing about the United Workers' Party. You were jumping, you were sharing it, you were screenshotting it, you were doing all kind of things with it. And now he's giving you a taste of your own medicine. And now you're saying that he should be hanged in the public square, basically. This, my friends, is the nastiness that is being exposed by Almighty God. And I always say to you guys, don't play with people who pray. Because every tongue that rises up in false judgment shall be exposed, shall be confused. Because you got to stand on the truth and allow that playing ground to be leveled. But you stood on a pinnacle of lies, deception, racism, and you have sown an era of blight and decay, spiritual bankruptcy, and moral decadence have taken over the land. And now you have KKRR who is about to spill the beans. And nobody knows how to dance to their own music. But there's an old saying in the Bible, stand still and see the salvation of our God. Righteousness must win. Righteousness must prevail in the land. It must. It have to. Because it always wins. So Shazny should come to his own Black Lives Matters march. And it was a shame the type of people who were there who know better, but blinded by political power and greed for power, went on their knees. Half of them don't pray. They don't go on their knees to pray. Half of them you see kneeling in the boulevard. They only kneel to their desire for power. They knelt for Shazny, but they never knelt for Jesus. Up to now, they haven't gone on their knees to pray and repent of their wickedness. But they kneel with their fake outrage, like some white community was doing something to their black brothers. Shame. Shame on every one of you. And ask me, why am I upset? Because there's violence in the land. That's why. You ask me, why am I upset? Because people are angry. They celebrate Stephenson King when he abandoned the United Workers' Party at the last moment. That was nastiness. And they cursed off KKRR for jumping off the train because he see the wreckage ahead. So KKRR is wrong and Stephenson King is right. And there are many more than Stephenson King who jumped off the bandwagon. They are right. And what I want to tell you, friends, is that there is special freedoms and rights, privileges that are given to St. Lucians. And that is the freedom to express themselves. Freedom of conscience. freedom of choice. Seems that this government don't understand those freedoms, and I ask them to call off the attack. Rabbits, call them off. Call them off and call them out. Stop threatening people. Stop threatening people's life. Is that what you want your country to be known as? Gotta call it out. It's time for there to be a revival in the land. What's going on with our young fellas shooting themselves? Young boys, I'm asking you to put down your guns and declare who is giving them to you. Preserve your lives. All them prophets in St. Lucia, prophets and bishops and all the names that you call them apostles, why can't they go in these communities and remove every demon in them fellas? You can only remove demons in your church? Go pray over your nation. Call it their fasting and mourning. Call for a day of repentance. Because I am telling you, a dark cloud is over the country. When I said it in Queens, you cussed me off. You violated the men of God. You called them the worst of names, and the blight follows you. You have belittled the men of God. You have violated the sanctuary. You have gone into the sanctuary and disturbed their service. You have violated the house of God and the people of God, and there is hell to pay. You have abandoned your God, St. Lucia, and you have gone to witchcraft and dark places. There is hell to pay, and somebody got to pay unless our leaders repent and fall into sackcloth and ash and weep and moan, for their sins have reached into the heavens, and there is hell to pay. Somebody got to pay. Sadly, our young people are demon-possessed. There is a price to pay. And I prophesied it on this platform, and I said any leadership anywhere in the world that mingles in darkness for power will never be able to lead in tranquility. They will lead in hard times. They will lead a people in the most nastiest of conditions, and it will be difficult throughout their leadership. There will be hell to pay, but somebody got to pay. Sadly, the whole nation is experiencing the blight because of a group of power-hungry bandits. Unrighteousness will never stand. And there are some who are hearing my voice. They know that they're going through hell because they have opened their mouths in deceit and lies against the servants of God. And there is no peace in their lives unless they repent. They will likewise perish. It's time for a day of prayer and fast over the nation. It is time for a pause, a timeout. People are angry. You don't even have to call their names. They're angry. You're fashy. They don't even know why they're angry. And there is no tolerance in the land. People are killing each other. Young people, stop the killing. Stop the violence. Politicians, call off the nastiness. You are responsible for it. And all of a sudden, all you hear is, there is violence everywhere. All of the world, shut your mouth. We're talking about St. Lucia. Let the other world leaders deal with their problem. You'll deal with yours in St. Lucia. Every time you tell them something is wrong in the country, they say to you, it's bad everywhere. Fix it in your country. You can fix it. You have a brain. Don't tell me you run out of ideas or you went in to government without ideas. You, Mr. Philip Japere, you said you were the most readied. So the St. Lucians now, I had a little hope, I'm saying, well, the man is the most readied. He is more ready than John Compton, more ready than Kenny Anthony, more ready than any other politician in St. Lucia. And we are at our worst in the history of the country. 10 deaths, young men. In January, just past there. About 8 or 9. 8, I believe. And February have started with gun shooting. We started January with gun shooting. We ended January with gun shooting. We start February with gun shooting. And you, St. Lucians, you're comfortable with that? Talk to me, you're comfortable with that? This is a laughing matter. This is beyond politics. This is about your life, your livelihood. You can't get sugar in the land. Then all of a sudden, they are diabetic expertise. They are health expertise now. So they say to you, well, you don't need the sugar, But you need the rum in it. I guarantee you that if there was a shortage of rum in the country, then they would never pull a health thing on you. They would find the rum wheresoever it is, and they would get it into the country on time. I never see a shortage of rum in St. Lucia. Bunch of drunkards. Substance abusers. Smoking and drinking out your minds that you can no longer reason. You can no longer find ideas to develop your country. Same old tactics, taxes. There is much that can be done at this point for crime. Don't throw up your hands and tell me, well, I don't have ideas, I'm not an expert, you all tell me what to do. No, it means if we have to tell you what to do, you need to get out so that we can come in and do what we have to do. Because you told us you have ideas, you told us you could have done it, you told us you have better tactics, you have better experienced men and women who can do the job. You told us that. And you know what you did? You turned back and you tell us, I don't know what to do, huh? I will listen to anybody with ideas. You're being sarcastic. You're being rude and indisciplined and out of control. You didn't need no ideas from anybody. And then you pretend like we don't hear what we hear. You said in the House that Mr. Shastney and his guys were paying $40,000 for the dogs. And it was a shame. You guys said it. You guys said it was a shame. And we stop it because how can we pay, Ernest Hilaire said it, how can we pay $40,000 a month for a dog? You said it. And you know what you came back and you said to us when you realized that it was a big mistake? You know what you said to us? Well, the people told us that the scanner would be ready, and so we don't need the dogs, and the scanner is not ready, and it's like, what's going on with you fellas? You take St. Lucians for a bunch of macaques? What do you take us for? That's the question. You say one thing, when you have been exposed, you say something else. And you expect us to forget the first thing that you say to us and embrace the last thing that you say to us under pressure. And who would advise you as a government to get rid of dogs and either the dogs or the scanner? Who would recommend that in their right mind? Who? And the other question is, who will throw liquid in the scanners and destroy them? Who? It's not a guest coming in. It is not a visitor. And if it's a visitor that is throwing water in your scanner, then something is wrong with your facility. It is not secured. You have no cameras in there, one. You don't know what is going on in your building, a building that should be a secure environment. So if somebody can walk in from the street and throw water into the scanner, then it means that they can walk in, take their guns, and walk out. So all of a sudden, the dogs are needed now. We will bring the dogs back. When? How? Whose dog? Who let the dogs out? It wasn't me. It wasn't the United Workers' Party. Because the police themselves reported that the dogs were necessary and the dogs had a greater success rate than the scanner or any human being. So obviously you would need the dogs. And wait a minute, only 2 scanners you have as a government, as law enforcement? At your major port, you only have 2 scanners? Or 1 and both go wrong one time? And nobody can fix them. No replacement. But you can find millions of dollars to do all sorts of other things. Increase traveling budget. And hire people in positions that you don't need. And you can send thousands of dollars to Denver for Carnival and it disappears. And then the bands get half of the money. And they will get the other half another time when you get it. There's money flinging everywhere. Millions of dollars. But none for the dogs, none for scanners, none for national security. Instead, your priority was to build Custody Suite was your biggest political story. Everything is politics. And if you had a plan, Mr. Minister of National Security, you would have looked at priority areas in law enforcement. And because when you talk about law enforcement, you're talking about the security of your nation. The security of your nation. You understand what I'm saying? The security of your nation. You guys are busy coming after those of us who are speaking publicly. You spend more energy talking about us than you spend time working. You spend 3 years using every tool available to you to go after Mr. Chasney instead of working on behalf of the nation. And now it's crunch time. You can no longer blame the United Workers' Party. Then you are left like a ship without a sail. But of course, you can only do what you know what to do, and that is to give mépris and to spread propaganda. Of course, if that's what you do best, then of course you will continue to major in that. I am saying, friends, that there is a problem in the land. I hope people are listening to me tonight. There is a problem in the land. And this problem will take serious men who are focused, not distracted, who are focused on doing what is needed, what is necessary. Might not be popular, but it is necessary. Might not be politically expedient, but necessary for the safety of the citizens of St. Lucia. For me, you need an entire revamping of your legal system. Yeah? And I know you don't like foreigners, but to me, foreigners would be better for law enforcement in the country. And before anybody buy them and sell them, you ship them out and bring a fresh set. Because we can't get legal representation and justice in the country. You guys took Marvin and you use cybercrime laws on him, and there is cybercrime that is being committed on legal radio stations with frequencies that you, the government, should be policing. Threats and violence and nastiness on the air. And you allow it to go. The last time I heard that you guys say that you're suing United Pac. That is the most ridiculous garbage I've ever heard. You don't know who is United Pac. You don't know who it is. You don't know what it is. Who are you suing? Facebook? A bunch of scammers and storytellers and zombie storytellers and Nancy Story and all kind of Tim Washer, whatever they call it. And like snow falling in their heads, their brain. And some act like the brain have turned to cobweb and smoke. You listen to them and there's only smoke you're hearing. Nothing of value for the development of the country. So I say, St. Lucians, this can't be business as usual. Now, who is advising our government? Brethren, if I was the Prime Minister of St. Lucia, I would have been in a national address to the nation immediately, calling a state of emergency in the whole country. So they called a state of emergency for Viewfort. They went in the house and passed laws because the people put pressure on them, and they go pretend like they're doing something, and when they finished Koshasne, they voted on their little law, their little thing, crime prevention bill, and only Viewfort the crime isn't. You see, up to now, they have not declared anywhere else a state of emergency, only Viewfort. And you Viewfort people, you sit there and allow yourselves to be henpecked, to be bamboozled, to be taken for pappy show over and over again. View Fort, what's going on with you guys? All that sea breeze you have, the alkaline in the air to make you think straight and everything else, them fellas are still bamboozling you all? Is that the headquarters of Lucifer? What smoke is over your head? Reverend, when I go to View Fort, I feel alive. Because the alkaline is beating you from all sides, all directions. Beautiful, fresh air. When I sit to eat by that little restaurant by the airport there, you feel so good. Même si ma here a timane, but you feel alive with the air, and your body responds to the alkaline, and you feel like you feel. So View Fort shuns. What is going on with youth people? That everything in View Fort is being downgraded, and you guys just business as usual. Your roads, your airport downgraded, your hospital downgraded, Toothbagay downgraded in View Fort. Crime upgraded. View Fort, let me give you a little advice. Send a strong signal to your leaders and ask them to stop taking you for pappy show. Get up, you Fortians. Develop your communities. Yes, I walked all over View Fort with the opposition leader. I drove all over View Fort. I saw it and I heard it. I saw the response of the people. These people are scared. They are concerned. They look abandoned by the central government and the local government. The people just look abandoned. I'm not talking what I don't know. You have some people just talking. They have never been in the area half of their life. They don't know what is happening over there. I've been there. Spent a long time there. I saw it for myself. The fright. I mean, the people are scared. I go in there and some people don't even want to talk to me. They're like whispering, they're hiding to talk. They don't want anybody to see them talking to a stranger. I spoke to 2 young girls, scared. Reverend, this is St. Lucia I'm speaking about, not Haiti. This is St. Lucia. St. Lucia, friends. Scary place. Lack of leadership. And some of these churches got to be afraid too. Afraid. I want to ask a question. How is this brother Kiki a threat to the point where, guys, you SLP people have to threaten him? How much of a threat? Kiki just fall off a chair easy. All you have to do is watch him. Just watch Kiki show and he falling off the chair. How is he a threat for you all? You all afraid of him so badly that you got to threaten him and bend yourself out of shape and call him all kind of names. He called us names. I called the FBI for him. Look at who you're afraid of, a man falling off of a chair. But he's my friend. He's wearing yellow now. It doesn't mean if you fall off the chair, I wouldn't laugh. Wise mayor. This man said the worst of worst things about the... You remember when he said, Shasta, get out, just get out, get out, get out, get out, get out, get out. You remember? When these are see Tobe a call, now we moki ka we, now fair Adelaide. Because he think he's just gonna get away like that. After he say me puisa me say fair man, me say invent bagally. As you Panama kila mo do we on the same side. As you let me say Panama you put there about me see me say the where I feel. Me say Pabo. Me say vieneg. Où mi se kasa? Mi se Pabo. Et qui dit, où est gaffi ça? Mi se sa salope, mi se Pabo madou. Et qui just tobe les choses à blikidik. Wise me? Ma fâché puis. Soit ça, moi, mi se me just dit, Lord, take the wheel. Take this over, God. Fight my fight for me. Somebody bodie, fight my cause. For they rise up against me in false judgment, with deceitful tongues and with lies. Moi do le book la pate sa hena yen kon. C'est lesa. Le bi se tobe. Mi se ka gade pou we kiles ki la. Pièce on a kaila ou sa. Just mi se a computer to sell. Ek monsieur, and I will interview him so he can tell us that experience. I'll have an interview with him. Kikara felt something pick him up, took him in the air and bring him down Bluetooth. And that was the final straw when he was knocked into his senses. And from there on, you know what he started singing? I can see clearly now the rain is gone. All the bad obstacles have now disappeared. You know the song? I can see clearly now the rain is gone. Like Levy, Ekipawe Pearson. All of the bad obstacles have disappeared. Where is the raindrop I've been longing for? It's going to be a bright. Okay, all right, that's I had to give you something, but we can't welcome you back without giving you a treat, you know? Upoko hen treat lao sa money your treat for food show. Treat monkey like us, you do good, but I don't want you to curse. Don't bother with all these threats and everything. You be yourself, and you know you. I'm using it. You do, you know you. I mean, come on. You have a choice. You have your mind. You said that you were led by your friend, my friend, who every time he sees me, he tried to convert me. You know, but you were misled. And sadly, they had all their free jazz ticket given away and they'll give you none. And that was enough to open your eyes because them fellas don't care. They use you. You know? Mama tipu do, but ti fall sa te bopu because you come back to your sensitive. Yeah, man. And Jusa, man, and I have to do an interview with you because I really want to know what was going on in your head. When I told you me and Gregory was on a live and you came on, and I told you that the Labour Party promised that they would deliver the St. Jude's Hospital in 1 year. You said, oh, I've sent the information to me. I sent it to you. You went on your program. Mati pastor, mani papier, mani degree, mani anya vie maji ekudi mo bagay telma. And I was right. I was right. And I hope that you tell the people that I was right when I said to you that the Labour Party promised at their manifesto lunch that Emma Hippolyte said that we will deliver St. Jude's in the first year. It is 3 years now. And there is none. They said in June we might get 4 buildings. And none of the 4 buildings is the main ward. 4 buildings. And remember, the St. Jude's Hospital KKRR was 90% finished a few years ago and only needed chemical. Alvina Reynolds said it's almost ready. 90% finished. Now we're hearing it wasn't even 50% finished. So for me, the blight of St. Jude's is on the Labour Party, not the United Workers' Party side. Period. You understand what I'm saying? Good. But again, I denounce the idea of people threatening anyone. Anybody threaten me, I will deal with it legally. I am not going to tolerate it any further. You can disagree. You can call the program and say, look, what you're saying there, it is not the truth. Here is the facts. You can do that. But threats of violence should be condemned by all. And there are some of you, honestly, who are out there, some of you under the live, you guys need to stand up to and speak up. You got to denounce these things. All you're talking about, don't trust KKRR, don't trust him, and blah, 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 blah. I mean, trust. You hear what Jesus said? Only trust him, Jesus. Now you know you're not supposed to trust. The Bible said the arm of flesh will fail you. Only now you know that you're not supposed to trust even yourself. Honestly, I can't understand you people. Now you know you're not supposed to trust man. Yeah? But trust God. A Pusana Shate every Sabbath. Only trust him, only trust him, only trust him now, Jesus. Because I can't trust myself. The arm of flesh will fail you. Remember that. You dare not trust your own. Some of you are trusting the wrong people right now. Yes, you're trusting your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your business partners when you're not supposed to trust them. So let me say it again. Only trust him. Only trust him. And don't trust yourself. Because many of us fail ourselves. You want me to remind you how you can fail yourself? When you disagree with somebody and you can threaten them, you can threaten their lives. Can't even trust yourself to think and to reason effectively. Yeah? You can't even trust yourself to have a decent conversation. Every time you open your mouth, you're angry. Do you trust yourself? I wouldn't trust myself with, and some of you can't even trust yourself with your own private information. You talk on your own self. You gossip on your own self, and you don't know it's yourself you're talking about. And then you go around when you hear your name on the street and you say, I told you my secret, and look at what you do. How you know my business? You tell them with your own mouth. You can't trust yourself. Some of you will put yourself in jail because you talk too much. Anyway, let me open the lines. I want to hear from you, St. Lucians. Call. Y'all call the thing. Let's hear what's going on with the speech tonight. We have to go, but let's have a few calls before we go. 929-586-1821. The lines are open. I don't want to say any more because, honestly, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say anymore. Call you on the way. Caribbean American News Media.
You're on fire. You're on fire. Good evening. How are you?
I am a little messed up tonight. But I'm trusting
Good.
myself.
I like you messed up.
Oh my
I
God.
like you messed up. Listen, I just want to say one thing. I'm in agreement with everything you're saying, and I just wanted to say that on Tuesday when you had the show,
Mm,
I called in and I said, um, watch and just see that they will use uh, the murder rate, right?
yeah.
And say that we are the ones who's going to cause tourism to stop in St. Lucia, etc., etc.
Yeah.
So said, so done. So said. Have you heard Philip J. Pierre?
Talk to me. What's going on?
Did you check your messages today on the Garfield in the WhatsApp?
No. On
I
no.
sent you a WhatsApp earlier with a clipping of Philip J. Pierre saying that they are trying to destroy tourism in the country. So apparently, when we talk about the murders, we're trying to destroy those in the diaspora. By the way, you need to listen to this. Yes,
Yeah. Oh,
yes, please.
so I'm going to listen to it for tomorrow's program. I will deal with it on tomorrow's
Yes,
program, God's willing.
you need to listen to it. So said, so done. He's already said it. He said in library. Was it last night?
I'm going
I
to.
was yesterday. He was in library a couple of days. Yesterday, today, I don't know, but it must have been yesterday.
Mm.
Yes, I copied you in on it.
So I'm going to look at it. I'm going to look at it as soon as I get off, and I would put it as part of
Yes,
of our
if
program
you
for
can
tomorrow.
if you can look at it whilst you're on the program tonight, have a look at it.
I didn't want to disturb my monitor to look at it, but
Oh, okay.
yeah.
If you can look at it on your phone,
Um,
it's in your Garfield, the WhatsApp.
it's going to come through the system if I open it. Yeah.
Okay, but it's on the WhatsApp.
Yeah. My WhatsApp is connected
Okay,
to the system, the main.
I understand.
Yeah.
I understand. Well, you'll have a
Yeah.
look at it when you have some time.
Yeah.
Anyway, carry on. You fiery. I'm listening to you.
My God, thank you, caller. What was your thoughts of Alan Chastney's New Year's address?
Oh, I have a confession. I was not at home and haven't listened to it yet.
So you better go listen to that one. Okay.
After you, I'll listen to it.
Okay, no problem. Thank you so much, my friend.
Alrighty.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Yeah.
All right, that was one of our callers there, folks. The lines are open, 929-586-1821. Let me know how you feeling in the country. Are you tired? Are you scared? What is going on? Is there sugar? Are your roads fixed? What is going on? Let us know. Call. Let us know what's going on in your community, folks. Don't be afraid. We need to hear your voices. Some of you, come on, open your mouths and speak up. Some of you acting just like the Labour Party people who parle. Huh? Speak up. 929-586-1821. That is going to get you on the platform. Before we leave, I'm going to take a few calls before I disconnect the platform. All right? Again, 929-586-1821. Martin Francis, Sakafet. Let me read your comment. What are you saying there? Martin Francis, I'm no longer saying PJP does lie. Rather, I will say he chewing his cud. That one is it's funny. That one is funny. That one is funny. So I'm going to listen, because if Philip Juppé said that we are not the one committing the crimes in the country, we are not the ones being unruly in the house, that is what you need to be concerned about. People, foreigners, other leaders of countries that we're trying to beg for loans, they are viewing us in the house when we stand up to speak. They are seeing us belittling others. They are seeing us calling our opposition leader white, not good, and all the nastiness that you do. That's what we need to be concerned about, sir. Not us speaking on the crime situation in the country. The crime situation is the crime situation. The problem is not the reporting of the crime. The problem is the actual crime in the country. So you're saying that those in the diaspora are the ones responsible for the crimes in the country? On whose side? On the UWP side or the SLP side? Whose side? Who is on social media or on television or radios belittling others and calling them all kind of names? Who is doing it? Call back. I just see a call coming in there. Who is doing it? Question, Amade. We have a call that I missed. I'm going to bring in that person right now. Caller, you have a signal coming through me. That's going to get you back on the live. Caller, you're on the air. Caribbean American News Media.
Good evening, Brother Garfield. How are you doing?
Tired, fed up.
I feel the same way, and I think many St. Lucians, right-thinking St. Lucians, I just feel the same way, in the same position like most of us. We are tired, we are fed up, and we just want to get this Labour Party government out of office fast, quick, and in a hurry. Brother Garfield, I tuned into KKR's, one of his shows, I think it was yesterday, and I got there was some startling revelation by KKR. When he said, your good friend Bernard Haynes was the one who took my photo and sent it to operatives of the St. Lucia Labour Party so that it could be plastered all over on Facebook.
That was, you didn't know that?
I knew that, but KKR confirmed the nastiness.
Because I did uproot that, because what I did, Ian, is that I listened to Bernard Haynes in a communication. I also read a post. He went on to somebody's post and commenting, and that's how I caught him. But go ahead.
This is the level at which operatives of the Labour Party will go. This is how low they will go, all in the quest to make for some fame, so that government ministers can look at them, and they can, if they want a political favor, they can get a political favor. That is all it is. But I'm not deterred like you. We are, our backs are broad. I'm in this political thing since 1996, so I understand the political game. So my back is broad, and I'll continue to speak. That will not deter me. But moving forward, and before I go there, I just want to echo your sentiments by saying to persons, you can have your difference in political view, but let us respect each other. Let us respect each other's views. Nobody would see things the same way. So there's a threat that KKR is getting. Let us denounce that. I denounce that because that's not right.
Nope.
People have the right to change their mind whenever they want to. People have the right to change their political allegiance whenever they want to. So John Compton was once within the Labour Party, and he deflected. So let us denounce that. Let us speak against people being threatened because they support a political party or they express their views. Moving forward, nothing is happening in the country, Brother Garfield. It seems to me that this current Labour Party government cannot get it right. When you have shortages of sugar, basic commodities like basic commodity like sugar, like this Labour Party cannot even provide or supply the population of St. Lucia with. That tells you there's gross incompetence that this Labour Party government cannot govern. When you tell me Philip J.P. was warned by Alan Chaffney, the leader of the opposition, and the United Workers' Party, and you on your platform, that this 2.5% tax that he's imposing on the backs of St. Lucia will cripple the economy. Mm-hmm. He didn't listen. His arrogance again. He went and he imposed the 2.5% levy. This is what is happening now. Businesses are losing sales. They're losing money. A few people have been laid off because sales are slow. People cannot afford basic commodities because of the 2.5% levy. And the list goes on and on. Inflation is high as it is. Because when persons go to the markets in St. Lucia, they have to be literally picking and choosing to get a decent grocery.
Yeah.
Some people have to resort to eating unhealthy in St. Lucia. When you go to the hospital, persons have been calling me and telling me that when they go to the hospital, they cannot get basic medical supplies. A basic thing like a Panadol, they cannot get at the hospital. People have to sleep on bare mattresses at the hospitals because there's a shortage of bed sheets. This is the reality in St. Lucia. This is no makeup, Brother Garfield. Mm-hmm. The outpatient clinics in Viewfort, I don't know if it's open now or reopened now, but it was closed for months because there's a shortage of doctors. The suffering is real. Then you have a crime situation to add in to compound that. Where is the crime plan by this government, this Labour Party government? People now are careful for their lives. Just a few nights ago, 2 nights ago, gunshots was firing or whatever. Just a few seconds away from my mom's house.
Yeah.
It's nowhere in St. Lucia it's safe. The police are trying. I'm not making excuses, but the police are trying their best. But they do not have the support from the Labour Party government. Where is the leadership? There's no leadership in the country. The country is leaderless. The education system is in a mess. Don't ask for that. I'm hearing now the school feeding program is in some shambles. It's in some chaos. Because, again, I don't know if they're providing the food to sustain the school feeding program, but at the school, they have to cut back on certain things they give the kids at the school. But just suppose that they can find so many $1 million to pump into Carnival. They can find so many millions to pump into jazz. I'm not saying those things are not important. It brings some foreign exchange. But where is the priority? You find government ministers going all over the world, traveling every so often. At whose expense? The taxpayer, you and other St. Lucians. Where's the accountability? They're not coming back and saying to the population, okay, I went overseas. This is what I'm bringing back to the country. Total gross disrespect.
Disrespect, yeah.
Nothing is happening in the country. St. Lucia is like at a standstill. And when you speak your mind, operatives of the St. Lucia Labour Party will want to attack you.
They always
in the
threaten
most
you.
vile way.
Yeah. They always belittling you, threatening you. Yeah.
This is not right.
Yeah. I have another call coming in anyway.
Yeah, those of us who have the gonads, like my good friend Rick Wayne would say, let us continue to speak out against these things. And I'm just saying to St. Lucia and supporters of United Workers' Party, let us continue to speak out. Let us continue to support shows like yours, Brother Garfield, whether on the live Facebook chat or whether you're brave enough to call. Let us support each other. Let us get our party, for our support behind our party, because we need to get this government, this Labour Party government, out of office and the sooner.
Let me ask you saw the picture with Guy Joseph and Sarai Alexander?
I came across that photo. Very, 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 I was very surprised. But people now, I mean, Soraya has a thing. She did say certain things about you and I and others.
Yeah.
But if persons have realized that, look, the Labour Party, which you and I know, is a waste of time, I'm not saying embrace them, but don't push them away. Because at the end of the day, politics is about addition, not subtraction.
Not subtraction, yeah. And we need more peacemakers in the place, man. I mean, and I always say to people, you can disagree on your politics, but don't lose your relationship with your friends and your families because of politics. That's not a good investment at all.
I'll be very frank with you. Yes, I have some Labour Party friends that I speak to cordially, but there's some that they're so diehard SLP that you cannot even have a constructive conversation with them. So to avoid any friction, I keep away from them.
Yeah, if I can have a conversation with you because of your political party, I don't want to have much to do with you. If we can have a conversation and we can respect each other, then fine. We can disagree. We can have those discussions. We can deal on issues.
Look at so much our good friend said about us, KKR. And a few days ago, we spoke cordially and we had our exchange cordially. And
I had a conversation with him too, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he expressed his regret as to some of the things he said. And he said they were pushing him to say some of the things.
They were sending him a lot of stuff. They were pushing him. Our own people were pushing him to say things about him, tell him this. And I wonder how they feel now to know that they're being exposed, that we know who they are.
But be that as it may, Brother Garfield, we have a country to save. St. Lucia is not in a good place right now.
Yeah.
St. Lucia is in a total mess. The country is just not going down the right path. And the only way we can rescue St. Lucia is let us put our collective heads together. Let us unite. Let us keep the focus. Let us sell our message to the people, especially the independent voters. Let us sell our message to those people, reach out to those persons, and let us get this Labour Party government out of office. Because in my view, we're dealing with a criminal enterprise called the St. Lucia Labour Party government. Have a blessed night, my brother.
All right, my brother. Take care.
The content on this platform may not align with the views of a certain party or organization. It's important to note that the views and opinions expressed on a platform are often those of the individual contributors and not necessarily reflective of the organization. In this case, Caribbean American news media may not be held responsible for the content posted by its contributors. It's important for individuals to critically evaluate the information they encounter and consider multiple sources before forming their own opinions. If you have specific concerns about the content on the platform, it may be helpful to address them directly with Cam. The content...
All right, so we had a call coming in there. We're going to take it. Caller, you on the air, Caribbean American News Media.
Pastor Garfield, a very good evening to you. I just wanted to say hello.
Hey, my honorable friend, how are you? Man, listen to me, we will ever be friends, my friend. I have great respect for you.
Thank you so much. What do you think? What do you think of KKRR?
I'll tell you the truth. I am happy where he is. He's no longer speaking on behalf of the St. Lucia Labour Party. He is now clearly revealing all the nastiness that is happening out there, the nasty rhetoric against those who disagree with them. I am happy. And by the way, KKRR was never a Labour Party guy. He was never. But I am happy that he has come to his senses, and I hope that he can stay in his senses because Mohadi, see, Tobele shares back on our way, eh? All right.
Listen, KKR, the Labour, like he said, the Labour Party was his trouble.
That was funny.
He's back to his wife now. Why are they so upset with him? I just don't get it. KKR was never Labour. Titmus Cady in Brooklyn, coerce him to do these wrongdoings.
Yeah, but Lincoln, it's going to take a while. Sorry,
I'm so proud of him. He has seen the light.
Hold a minute. It's going to take a while, right, for our supporters to embrace him, and he better understand that the supporters don't just open their arms and hug you, especially when they feel that you have hurt them really bad. So it's going to take a while, and we don't force people beyond their own will. But for me, I do embrace, and the strategy should always be to add and not take away. Go ahead.
But I think he's doing a phenomenal job. But you see how nasty these Labour people are. They are threatening his life. They want, Yadi called wanting to beat him up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Did you hear the clip?
That is terrible. But we have to do everything to get this clueless, wicked government out of office. The prices of goods have skyrocketed. I have a thing against this. The prices of goods have skyrocketed in St. Lucia. And instead of this government coming up with some relief or some solutions to curb these rising prices, they have chosen to add taxes instead. 2.5% health and security levy. Now that is a compounded tax. When the consumer goes to the supermarket, they pay 2.5. I'm sorry, when the wholesalers import the goods from abroad, they pay 2.5% tax on the docks. And when it comes to the consumer pays an additional 2.5%. So that only adds to the hardships. It only makes things more difficult and harder for the people of St. Lucia. That's terrible.
True. It's terrible.
Look at my constituency, my beloved Vieux-Fort. Vieux-Fort is a mess.
Yep. There need to be some serious work in Vieux-Fort.
The gangs have completely taken over there. We've had 11 murders, in 1 month.
Well, 11?
That's unbecoming. Anyway, Pastor Garfield.
Yes, sir.
I won't keep you too long. I won't keep you too long. I'll give somebody else another chance to say something.
Yeah, man.
But it's always a pleasure conversing with you.
Yep. Thank you so much for all that you do. You're a good man.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep, man. Yes.
Have a lovely evening.
You too, my brother. Yeah, that was our friend Lincoln Pascal there, man. Strong soldier. Yes, sir. Very strong. Let me read your comments, folks, because some of you need to go to bed and sleep so that you can reason, you can think. All right? Let me just read some of your comments. Brother, we don't know since when the photos were taken. Those photos were taken, I believe, on Saturday night. For me, nothing is wrong with the photos, eh? Joseph, PJP is wicked. The people in the Marshall Boulevard are still defecating in nylon bags. That can't be real. Honestly, that can't be real, folks. Tell me that's not true, that people are still using plastic bags to ease their bowels in St. Lucia. This cannot be in the year 2024. With a, 5 or 6 star general in his community? I would not sit here and believe that in Castries, in the boudet of St. Lucia in Castries. I would not. I'm not going to believe that. Honestly, that one, you almost give me a gotcha there, my throat, boy. I would not. Joseph, I don't believe that is accurate. I believe, sir. Munsilga kaka did the anyway, let me continue reading thing. I heard that they're taking away people. Now, I heard something about, is it Vieux-Fort this is happening, where is it the Anglican Church? They're trying to give the government lands that the citizens have been living on for a long time. I got to follow that story. I need to get more information on that story. I'm trying to develop the story. So anyone with information concerning the lands in Vieux-Fort that is owned by the church, and their citizens who were living on it all their lives, and now the church want to pass the ownership to the government, I would say, Mr. Government, advise the church to give the lands to those who were living on it. I don't know the full story, but it's something that we're following there I believe it's in View Fort. I got to get that right. Either View Fort or Labrie, somewhere up there, where the church wants to give the land ownership to the government. I need to get some information on that. Anybody with information, please call me. Give me the information so I can speak on it. But I want to put a spike in the government wheel. If that is the case, my advice is to allow those who have been on the lands to get ownership of it. And church, I don't know why is the government you want to give the lands or sell the lands when there are people living on those lands. Unless it's some major national development to benefit the community, something should be done for those who are living on the land, those who have been occupying the land. They should be first priority, not the government. So if that is the case, if I investigate and I find out that the church is doing some monkey business there, I'm going to expose you guys. So anybody from View Fort with information, anyone who lives on the land, call us tomorrow. Call me anytime, send me a message, and let me know that, this is something that is real so that I can pay some attention there to that development there in View Fort. All right? Let's just read some more, and then we shall go. Thank you, Donna, for those stars. People don't send stars anymore. People don't support the program. Donna, thank you for your New Year's malt. More memorize me. Anyway, let me read because some of you got to go to bed, as I said. Those of us up here in the United States, it's only 9 o'clock for us. Eggs up our dummy early. Y'all don't go to bed early up here. Somebody call him a name. My ears ringing. Last create number. Somebody already call him my name. They call their friend in Brooklyn. They call him my name already. I can hear. They stop right away. So bye, Isaiah. Anyway, I'm waiting for the comments to come back. I just did something and it removed the comments. So I'm just waiting for it so that I can respond. Hold a minute. I'm just waiting for... Okay, I think I'm getting it. Okay, the comments are back. Martin Francis, they're talking about... Let me see it. They're talking about your cake. Whose cake? Let me confess. That cake that I baked on Friday, Martin, you like too much Roro. Let me tell you the story. The cake looked good on Facebook. It tastes good. But I forgot to put the baking powder in the cake. So the cake came up and it went down, floop, flat down, flat out there. Memco simplicity. The cake went flat down, flat out there. But I took it to the church and the folks said that it tastes, it's good. But it just was missing the, he sounds like dumb boy, my fella. Anyway, Martin, don't talk about my cake again, whoever talking about it. Okay, Steven Sega. Martin put this on here. Cake like the bell money, I put it up for them to see. Marco pay for your way, just to see my name. Where's that from? Where? We are Bobo Platinum Planet Memco. Thank you, Petra, for your 100 stars. Thank you so much. Francis, you threw me under the bus there. I couldn't lie. Because I couldn't lie, I tell you exactly what happened to the cake. Cake la babu le usa c'est dumb woman there. Listen to me. All the cake finished at the church. The boy hey, you make nice cake, nice dumpling. With the Moi même Martin nous foutez moi ba boss là. Moi de ou c'est labor savent. Labor tout seul qui avait ces bagages ça. A foutez moi ba boss là. Somebody say, who use it? Who said some doughboy? we are. Oh, you all know what doughboy is? Kikla mute guys above here, kikla body. Ay, Kevin Bo. The kick go up in the air, man. Moreover, imute, mem ko feel chepe, imute. And he just does a plat on table, baba. But the truth is, it had good flavor, even though it go up and it come down. I didn't put the baking powder. Okay, so we have 10 homicide, not 11. Okay. 10 homicide. What we had? We had 2 in we have 2 so far in February? Yeah, I believe so. Sharon, so you cut the grass in front of the grass, behind the grass, and put it by the side of the I just sit down, they're cutting the grass on top of the grass. They're cutting the grass behind the grass and put it on top of the grass. And then they have to come back and cut the grass under the grass and put it by... Moi, même, c'est pour ça qu'on fait bagaille tout, monsieur. Scientist qui là. Ouais, même. But it's like, I make an SLP cake. Wait. Thank you, Gregory, for the 100 stars. Thank you. Joseph, he passed it wrong and asking them what they need. That's in Lakai. Yeah, they're trying to recover because call your babo. Yeah, they're not well. They're not doing good. They're not good. And that's why I was saying it's a bad thing for a government to be a lame duck government at this time in their tenure. It's just mind-boggling. Almost 3 years in, and you feel like a lame duck government, you know? It's like you're just waiting for an incoming government. Yeah. So next time you see that baking thing, when I do my little bake and it come out dumpling, and when you look at it, Reverend, this is a good lesson. Let me teach you all this lesson. Not everything you see on Facebook is what you see. You all saw the kitchen, how nice, and the blender, expensive blender, and the ingredients and everything, and the thing looked like it's a professional chef. Professional chef. And then somebody said, we want to see the finished product. When I'm telling my hot, Modi Yopak, I recognize Kick La Flop. So I put it out on Facebook. You know? And they said, wow, beautiful, delicious. I need a slice. And Molaka, because all that glitters is not gold. Zot and Labour Party, we promise we will do this, we will do that, blah, blah, blah. Remember, I lucky fit. A flop cake, dumpling, doughboy. No baking soda. It make no sense. And some of you buy the cake. Examen, he cake la boboa. Moi-même, après, tout bagay dong. Dong, oui. Mais John Compton had his watch uno bread, me, Zaparitan. Lucian, watch your cake. Anyway, let's read and close. Josie said, Donna, why I never got cake? Donna, you wanted that cake? We are see what is uba move on also. We are constipated right now. Creole Day, man, it's National Day. Yeah, Martin, nothing they do will stop them from losing. That's right. Yeah. Yes. Somebody says Samuel, Mary says Samuel, you are so understanding. Are you for real? You are a healer, not a divider. Coming from an elder, yes. Yes. We need more healer. We need more people to heal, help heal the land. The land is broken, huh? No, the cake, Sharon, the cake looked good. It nice and thing, but say dumpling killer. That thing felt like a stone when you lift it up. Cake not supposed to be so heavy. The cake weigh 100 pounds. Because no baking powder, folks. Ashley says, politics not making me lose my integrity. That's true. Don't allow it to do that, friends. And each of you got to use that brain that God has given to you. Let me tell you, don't rush into people because you want to win. Don't rush into people because the politicians tell you have to do it, or some influencer like myself you have to do it. Use your brain. You ask God for wisdom. You decide, when to embrace, when to pull back, and when to allow some people to just go their way. Some people just got to go their way because they are destructive. They're not unifier. They're not in for the interest and development of the country. Some of them are just full of themselves. And so you have to be very careful. Use wisdom. I'm here to advise. And as a spiritual leader, my advice would be to don't hold on to enemies. Let things go. Don't clog up your heart with bitterness and hatred. That's what I would say to you. My life, friends, I live a life, very simple life, with some basic principles that have carried me through. One is that you will come across situations that will cause you to develop, problems in your friendship with others. And the other thing I understand is moving on, forgiving and moving on, not cherishing bitterness and bad feelings in your heart towards anyone. Because what you will see at the end of the day is that the politicians you're fighting for drinking their tea and their wine with the same people that you were cussing each other off for. And guess what? Who is out there just watching in? You. While they enjoy. So don't create enemies. There are some you can't avoid, but don't create enemies among yourself, with your own family members, with your neighbors, with the people that you work with because of politicians. Yeah? And this will help you to maintain your health. It will help you to stay young. It will help you to sleep. It will help you to recover much quicker from sicknesses and diseases. Yes, my friends. So, have that peace. Let things go sometimes. Some of us hold on for too long and we take politics very personal. Don't do that. Don't do that, friends. Some of you have broken off relationships that you have had for years. People who have been good to you. Why? Because of politics. No. Don't do it, friends. I would encourage you not to do it, and that's just the truth. Eva says, Eva, you remove it. Stephen says, Sarai Alexander always an answer. Well, I don't know what she is, and it is of no benefit to me, honestly. For me, she's a solution. She can be on whatever side she wants, and that's her prerogative. But I'm just telling you, for me, there is no SLP that I hate. There is no SLP that I want to have as my enemy. If they come after me, I will deal with them. If they disrespect me, I will not or no longer accept it. Yeah, I will stop it right away. But outside of that, it ain't personal for me. Once you don't attack my family, you don't attack my character, then fine. You can talk as long as you want. One day your throat will dry, ain't it? And you will stop. Yeah. The bar, she can hug guy all she want. We said no more coffee. Well, I don't drink coffee anyway, so. Yeah, when Kicker, I need to know if he campaigned and volunteered for his party. His own choice is not right. So no, he's not going to be on any payroll. So he got to undo what he did, and for me, I support that. You know, you had an old song say, "I saw the light, no more in darkness." That's right. And Doris said the Bible says you got to be wise. Doris, some of our wiseness is in our own understanding. And God, sometimes we Miss Doris, sometimes we misquote the Bible, misrepresent the Bible. The Bible speaks more on unity, forgiveness, and love. That's the theme of the Bible. Jesus knew he had Judas with him all along, and he knew he have us with him. Many of us are Judases. Many of us have betrayed Christ in some form or the other, myself, many others. And God knows who we are, but he is patient, he's long-suffering, he's forgiving. He does not treat us like we deserve. So for me as a mature Christian, then I would yield to the idea that while we need to be wise, we should never try to be wise in our own eyes. We should be wise based on the direction that the Bible is leading us, and that is to be peacemakers and not to cherish anger. The Bible says, don't let your wrath, the sun go down on your wrath, which was encouraging the believers to try your best to reconcile your differences. When you go to the prayer that was given to us, the Our Father prayer, he says, and forgive us this day, as we forgive those who have trespassed against us. So, for us to seek forgiveness from God and want him to reinstate us like we never sinned, that's what he does, then he says to us, go and do likewise. And I can only say to you folks what the Bible instructs me to do. Also, there's also the idea that there are some people who you need to avoid. You must avoid. If you have a drinking problem, you don't want to have a lot of friends who drinks. If you have a smoking problem, you want to get over it, you want to avoid people who smoke. And if your right hand offend you, cut it off. In other words, get rid of that thing that is causing you problems. Get rid of that situation that will cause you to falter and to sin. Yeah? And so the idea is that we got to be peacemakers as much as we can. The Bible says, if possible, live peaceable with all men, if it is possible. There are times when you have to forgive and you have to move on. When you see the person, you say hi, hello, but you are not back into the same relationship that you had with that person before. Some people, friends, you have to avoid like a plague, or they will be your downfall. They will be your destruction. So, yes, we need to use wisdom, and if we lack it, we must ask God for it, and He is going to lead us. Anytime you see we get in trouble, myself, anytime I get in trouble is when I lean to my own understanding and try to take things in my own hands. I've learned now to sit back and allow God to guide. So now what I do, I say, God, Father, guide me through this situation. Put words in my mouth. Allow me to say the right things. Allow me to take the right actions so that I will not further cause any problems among people. But let me just see here. Donna says, I can forgive and move on, but I'm no longer communicating. That's right. Yeah. Forgive and move on is important, yeah. As I said, not everybody you have to embrace back. Some people you must avoid for your sanity, for your own sake. You got to avoid like a plague. Yeah. Some of them will give you some serious sickness in your head. Let me see here. Ashley, exactly how much space you have on your back to... Yeah. Well, I can take a lot of stabs from me. I can take it every day. Martin, I'm not going to read that. I will stir trouble. After all, yes. After all she said, that's okay. That's all right. Anyway, let me not get in trouble and read anymore. You all go to bed. God bless you all. It was nice being here with you. It was not something that I planned, but I really enjoy my time with you. And I look forward to tomorrow night where we will get into... I'm going to try to dig up that story in View for Developing Story. And then we will go into that statement that was sent to me by the Prime Minister. I heard KKRR will be on at 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock tonight. All right? But stay safe, friends. And before you go to bed, search your heart. Forgive. Forgive as much as you can. And also, be wise. Be wise. Be wise, I say it again. Rachel, you late. You came for amen. You came for the end of the sermon. Good night to you folks. Let's stick together, friends. And you're on the right side. That's all I can tell you. You are on the right side. Okay? So good night, everybody. Until we meet again. Esther Joseph, Mervin, and BV, see you. Everybody. Donna, good to see you. Martin, I dummy. I'll bake a special cake for you when I come down. No. Doris said forgiving don't mean I have to drink and break bread with you. Well, in the first place, I'm not sure you were breaking bread and drinking with anybody in the past. So, allow the Spirit of God to lead you into how you should act, how you should move. But that talking point about breaking bread and drinking, half of you don't, the people that offend you, half of them you don't eat with or you don't drink with anyway. So it doesn't even matter, right? But just each one, you decide as the Lord leads you how to deal with your situations. But please, for the land to be healed, righteousness must prevail. For righteousness must prevail, there must be reconciliation in the land, one towards the other. That's very important. Love will find a way, remember that. But Donna, I forgive you for no New Year's and Christmas greetings. So I am breaking bread with you this summer. Lydia Francis, I'll break bread with you. We spoke. Martin, I break a cake with you, but I have to bake the cake. Roger, good night to you. All right. Bonsoir, dames et bien, messieurs. Money pour aller. Not the kind of cake I bake. You want to break with me? You know what? I'll forgive you for laughing at my cake. You see how many times I have to forgive you tonight? Yeah, laughing at my cake. Okay, folks, love you all. See you. Good night.